Alright guys, so I got some new LED garage lights I want to show you guys. These are the Hexagon lights. So that's the configuration that they're going to be in. I actually got these off Amazon. And these are the LZHOME brand. I'll post links in the description box below if you guys are interested at the end of this video. But these are going to be 89, a little over 89 inches long by a little over 62 inches. So it's going to be a little bit over 5 foot and 7 foot. But so that's what the look we're going for right now in the shop. And as you guys can see, I just got some random light strips just kind of put everywhere in the garage. Like a lot of light in my garage. I even got one of these LED lights here that actually fold up and down. Actually pretty bright right there. Got some more there. This I don't even turn on anymore. It's got the old halogen bulbs in it. I just got all LEDs in here. So we're gonna try these out and we'll see how these turn out. Alright, so we'll go ahead and check out the packaging here. You got the little diagram there of how to set it up. All the pieces, zoom up there. So there's going to be your count for each piece, 25 of the straights. You got the two ways, got 12 of those. You guys get the idea. So I was surprised when it came in such a small box, because for the size of these LED lights, once they're all put together, I figured the box would have been bigger. But so I already counted all these out and we do have the right amount, but that's what they're going to look like. There's your connectors, 3-prong connectors. If I remember correctly, when they first came out with these, they were only 2-prong, so this is the updated version of it. Got your little spots to run your screws through to mount it. So there's the first layer, got a second layer, got some ties, get your power cords all in here, 3-prong of course, and then underneath all of these is going to be the straight lights. So let me pull this out. Alright, and then there's all the tubes. So that's what the tubes are going to look like. They do have a little bit of a plastic film on them, so you can just peel that off. What you guys can see on that end, got your connectors, and it doesn't feel cheap actually, squeezing on it. I've heard some reviews where some of the brands are actually really flimsy and you can like squeeze them and plastic's real thin, but actually not too bad. But I got all of the straight ones in here, a few rows of them. So we're going to go ahead and start putting this together, and hopefully I want to get this put together on the floor first, then plug it in to make sure that everything works, and then we'll mount it to the ceiling. Alright, inside the Ziploc bag, before you start putting this together, they do give you some more hardware with anchors, and then they give you some wire nuts in there. And then on this end, you got a bunch of zip ties. You got your AC plug with your adapter on the end to plug in to your lights, and then they do give you a hardwired one. So if you want to not plug it in, you just want to hardwire it maybe to a switch or something. Alright guys, so the first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is I got the power cord plugged into an outlet. I got one of the adapters on there. I'm going to go ahead and check these lights to make sure they all work. So as you guys can see, so this is going to be a little time consuming. I'm not going to take you long for this to test them all, but I just want to make sure I test all of these out before I actually put the whole thing together, and then plug it in and then figure out, oh, I got a couple lights out. So I'm going to go ahead and do this to make sure that they all work, and then we'll start putting it together. Alright, so to get started putting this together, it should be pretty easy. You only get 2 different adapters here. You get the 2-way adapter, and then you're going to get the Y adapter there. So you only get 2 adapters, and then pretty much when you map this out, you just want to make sure that once you get this grid put together, there's going to be one area that you're going to put one of these Y adapters. So this will be a light, this will be a light, and then the plug's going to go in this side. So you're going to want to make sure that however you put this together, that is in the right area closest to your plug. So if it's in this corner, you're going to take that Y, put it over here. You guys get the idea. I'm sure you can put this Y pretty much anywhere in this grid that you want to, wherever your plug is. So we're going to go ahead, start snapping this together. Alright, so you guys see I got 2 of the hexes put together here. I end up putting the plug end over on this side, because once I put this up on the ceiling, that's where it's gonna plug in right there. So when I flip this over, it should be in the right spot. I did notice this is going together real easy, but I did notice that when you slide these in here, you don't get like a click. They just kind of push in tightly, but there's no locking system. It just kind of pushes in there, and then it all holds together once all of them are together. Kind of figured that there would be like a little snap, but there is no snap. Just kind of pushes in there, and then it holds in place. It's pretty tight, and this whole thing is pretty light, so I don't think they'll fall apart, but I'm gonna continue putting the rest together and we'll see how it goes. Also, before I install each one of these LEDs, I'm taking this plastic off, which is actually the most time-consuming part. Just picking this off of here, putting it together is actually the quick and easy part. Alright guys, so got everything put together. So it's gonna look like everything went together pretty nice. Like I said, the only thing I didn't like about it was that it didn't really snap together when you put it into the adapters. Would have been a little bit better if it like snapped into place, make it feel a little bit more secure. But left over is one of the straight bars. You got 2 of the Y adapters, and then you got one of these adapters left. So we're gonna go ahead, I'll take a measurement of this just to give you guys exactly the length and width this is. Alright, so from corner all the way to corner, you're looking at about 90 inches, a little bit less, 89 and a half. I'll measure the width, and then for the width we got, let me get this lined up, about 62 3/4, a little bit over 62 and a half there. So I end up, you can get bigger sizes or there's more grids, but my door folds up here, so I didn't want to go past the door with the grid. I just want to go from here all the way back. So we'll go ahead and plug this in and make sure it lights up with all the connectors in there now. Got the plug plugged in there. I'm going to plug in the other end on my extension cord. So keep your fingers crossed. There we go. I don't know if you guys can tell, the thing is pretty bright. Looks like all of the LEDs are working. So only thing left to do now is to mount it to the ceiling of the garage, but already kind of liking it. Looks pretty bright. I think it's going to be a nice upgrade. So go ahead and mount it to the ceiling and I'll show you guys what that looks like. Alright guys, so I was going to wait till it got a little bit darker, but I don't think I have to. I got them installed, as you guys can see. Now let me turn it on. Hopefully you guys will be able to tell the difference. I'm pleasantly happy with them. So huge difference in the lighting in the garage. Super bright. Cool Hexagon design there. I mean, it just looks really sweet and a lot of light. Alright guys, so there you go. I'm super happy with the lights. I think they look cool. I'm gonna have to end up putting some more on that side. I think that'll be a good match. And I'm not sure, I'd like to put a dimmer on these if possible to be able to turn them down a little bit, but I'm not sure if you can put a dimmer on them because they are super bright. I don't even know if the camera's doing them justice, but definitely cool design. Like the way it looks. Real easy to install, super light. I end up screwing it in some places and then actually using zip ties in other places. You guys can see I use the zip ties right there. But these are super light, so not difficult to install at all. Just trying to get some different angles here. But pretty cool. Definitely a huge improvement to what I had before. Got the fan in the background in case you guys hear some of that noise, but definitely huge difference. Like I said, I'll just have to put some on the other side probably. But really lights up the garage. So if you guys are interested in these, I'll go ahead and post some links in the description box where you can find these on Amazon. Let me know what you guys think about these in the comment section below. Hopefully you found this video useful. If you did, go ahead and smash that like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Till the next one, guys, I'll talk to you later.